Brett here for TopoRanger. Welcome to another episode. We are on the edge of the Micho State Forest right now. We're going up this hill or this mountain right here. There's an old copper mine. I think it's right over that way. It's not very extensive, but what I could gather from watching a couple of videos, one by Day Hike Dave, another by Wandering Woodsman. Go check out their channels, and thanks for putting those videos out, guys. If you watch the videos, it looks pretty photogenic. It looks like a pretty neat spot to go and hang out and take some pictures and shoot some video. Yeah. The mine starts out as a surface trench, looks like a V from what I could gather from the videos, and that extends maybe 50, 100 feet, and then there's a central opening with two tunnels heading off from that, and some water perhaps. So first we got to head up here, see if we can spy that cut just with the naked eye amongst the foliage. I don't think it's that hard to find. Hit subscribe, ring my bell, let's go. We got something right there. I don't see a stream coming out of it. Pop over that hill and see if that is a natural stream valley or if that's it right there. That wasn't it. That just went over there and looked like a natural stream valley coming down. But I came to the top of the hill and there's this big trench here, which looks kind of man-made to me. So let's follow this down over here and see where it leads. I'm seeing old timbers up here, and this almost looks like a road or a wagon trail. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe we need to go right up here and just take a quick peek at this side of the ridge. I'm willing to bet that's it right there. So we want to be over there. And there is kind of a trail that comes up here, but it's hard to see. So in total, it's not that far off the road. Maybe 300 feet. Oh, wow. Yeah. There it is. Right there. That's the open V. Right there, you can see the entrance. And that's what it looks like heading down towards the road, just a V. Before we go down the trench here, let's go up and over to the rim of the shaft and check that out. And there it is there. About a 30-foot drop, I'd say, from the rim of the funnel down. Let's get a peek from this side. All right, here's the lead up. There's the trench. And there is the right-hand tunnel. And there's also another one down here. From where I am right now to the bottom of that tunnel is like probably 20, 30 feet, 25 feet. From the rim, the whole way to the bottom is like probably 30, 35. Maybe we can get down this way? No, I don't think so. So let's go back around over to there and come in through the trench now. There's another view of the right-hand tunnel entrance. You should be able to hear the cars on the road. All right, let's see if we can get down there without falling. Right hand, left hand. Okay, the left hand tunnel is the shorter of the two. I can kind of see the end already, but I want to do a cut with the lights. The only thing that I know about this in terms of geology is that it was a copper mine. When I get back, I'll do some research and I'll put up what I can on the edit. Kind of looks like sandstone, or I don't know, I'm not sure. It looks like an old nest. There's a drill hole. Probably one of the last ones they did here. We got some quartzite. It's green. See how that rock is green? There you can see the veins of something. Maybe that was what the ore looked like. This one's got a higher pocket up in there, you see that? It goes up about 10, 15 feet. Some of that green is algae that's growing there. See how the sun's coming in? And for a certain amount of every day, it hits these rocks. See that right there? So some of that green is that. Now there was water in here in the Wandering Woodsman's video. And I think on Day Hike Dave's video too, there was water. It wasn't deep, maybe like a foot, 6 inches, but it was down in this passage here. Now this one here. See that final drill hole? There's another one. There's another nest. Seems to be a popular use for this. There's another drill hole. I'm not sure how this is going to turn out when I bring it up on the computer, but if it's kind of dull, I'll pump up the saturation, but I won't pump it up beyond what I'm looking at right here with my eyes. Because sometimes things that are green come up as green-gray for various reasons. But some of this rock is really green, like an olive green. You see all the condensation on the ceiling, just like you get in caves. There's tiny little beads of water. Nice spider web. We have a big crystal right there. You see that? There's another one right there. I wonder if this is related to a fault, because to me that right there almost looks like a fault, you know? So we'll come right here and across. You see that right there? To me, that kind of looks like that might be a fault there, right? I think a lot of times these mines are following features like that because back when this was all deep underground and the hot water was circulating through all the cracks, the fissures, and the faults, dissolving stuff from here, transporting it in the water, pushing it up into all these cracks, and then over time, as this stuff slowly reaches the surface through erosion, you start to see these ore veins appearing on rocks at the surface, and that's how they know, where to dig. Hot geothermal water circulating at very deep underground over a long periods of time, right? Quartzite is a good example of that because, a quartzite vein used to be in solution, used to be liquid, and it traveled all around. And the quartz will then crystallize out of that. But within the quartz, you'll have veins of whatever it is, hematite or the copper. So if we're saying that this is a fault, let's follow it back, the left hand at it, and see if it continues to look like that. My finger is where I'm seeing it. And the fault will come right there. All right. Hold my hand. We're going to trace the whole thing. Right. Over to there. And we'll go over here. And we'll see if we can't pick it up in this one. I think it would be right about there. And that's right where the crystals are too. So I'm thinking it would be down this way. And another way you can tell if there's a fault is if there's fault breccia, which is basically areas where the fault has crushed up the bedrock and just crushed it, mangled it, dragged it, all that stuff that a fault can do. And then over time, those areas are the areas where that mineral-rich water, hot water, will come in and deposit all that stuff. In this case, maybe copper. But sometimes you can see the individual pieces of rock that are kind of frozen in place where the fault is. It's called fault breccia. This area right here being the area that's crushed up. Here you have some more quartzite. A lot of this stuff is quartzite, but this area here looks like it's kind of crushed and smashed. It's almost like it comes to a point right there. I don't know if you can see that. And right there is some organic debris there, which to me says that's a water level. So looks like it gets about 1.5, 2 feet deep in here at times. It's definitely, it looks like some fault breccia here, possibly. You might see it on the other wall. That looks like a solid piece, although, see that line there? So if you have a big fault, you're going to have a lot of little, what's the word? There's a technical term for it. Other arms of the fault, smaller faults clustered all around the big fault. So if you're looking at it from the inside, like we may be right now, you're probably going to see traces of those other subsidiary, offshoot, smaller faults. Looks like it's kind of shooting up that way, and this is kind of smushing up against that. And why is this spot so much higher? Well, some of this could have fallen out over the years to frost wedging. You see those darker areas around the cracks? That's moisture coming in or moisture collecting. It's probably moisture coming through. You could even see beads of water there. Moisture coming through from the surface, and then when you get big fluctuations, it freezes. I don't know what the timeline is for this sucker. I mean, this mine could have been abandoned 100 years ago. 75, 200 years ago. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's a possibility that that's what's going on here.